In this video, let's talk about finding good products to sell on Amazon FBA. If you're new to my channel, Amazon FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. So you can source products directly from manufacturers, put it under your brand, put your spin on it, and sell it directly on Amazon, where Amazon ships it to your consumers directly. And I've been doing this model for several years now. And this business model ultimately set my life on a new trajectory. So there's a lot of value in this business model, a lot of opportunity in this business model, and it's still viable today. But a lot of people get hung up on picking products and end up sourcing the wrong products, or end up just infinitely stuck and never actually sourcing a product to sell because they don't know if it's the right one. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, picking the right product is 99% of the game. You can figure out all the details, you can figure out all the latest and greatest, whatever's going on in terms of actual tactics and techniques, but if you pick the wrong products, you are stuck no matter what. The best marketer, the best copywriter, the best analytics person cannot really necessarily save a crap product, but some products, on the other hand, will just take off on pretty much on their own. And these things I'm gonna address in this video have been coming up particularly often lately. So these are things that I'm seeing a lot of people struggle with, and then hopefully I can offer a bit of a solution to these problems. Also, if you find these videos valuable, please do smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. Leave comments, it really does help to feed the YouTube algorithm, hopefully get this video out to more people. And I also read and respond to all those comments. So product research. Let me recap my product research video, which if you haven't watched, definitely watch that now or after this video. The order doesn't really matter, but that's going to be a deeper dive into what I'm about to recap. And this is sort of my criteria, my outlook on how to find winning products for Amazon. And then I'll get into these problems that people are still making even after that. And I'll breeze through these pretty quickly because again, I went way more in depth in that video. But the first point is market size. And this just comes down to evaluating, using the tools at our disposal to determine, are sales actually flowing for the product we're looking at? Is there revenue being generated? Are people actually buying the products in the market that we are looking at getting into? The second thing is market size versus competition. So this is evaluating that existing market that we just determined is there, hopefully. Is that in balance with the level of competition? This is the one that requires the most nuance. This is the one where you will practice for a long time, because you have to determine, just because there are some sales there, is it in balance with the competition? Or is everyone fighting to the death and there's 3 sellers doing okay and 100 that are fighting for scraps doing terribly well? Or maybe there's 30 sellers and 5 of them are crushing and 15 of them are doing pretty well, and then there's other scraps or whatever below that. But then it looks more balanced and accommodating of a new seller like you or I to jump into that market. Third is differentiation. You need a way to make your product a special offer amongst the competition. So how are you going to actually compete against those competitors? Why is yours going to be the compelling offer that convinces the person on the other end to click add to cart on yours and not the others, and actually get out their credit card and finish the transaction for yours instead of everything else that is available to them? So what makes yours special? What makes your offer more compelling in some way? How is the product better? Why is the price make more sense? Is something else included? Is it higher quality? What have you fixed? What have you done to give the market what it wants? That is differentiation. Fourth is the ability to build a brand. Anyone that has subscribed to my channel for a while knows that this is the secret sauce to Amazon, if there is any secret sauce. And this is that it's never going to be one product that leads you to your ultimate goal. It's going to be one that leads into 5, that leads into 10 related products that all serve the same community, the same market, under the same brand. So then you get crossover customers, cross promotions, you can run your same offers to the same people. There's a lot of added benefit to selling related products that puts you ahead of other people that are just launching your second product as their first. You can leverage your existing stuff to kickstart that second one, for example. And fifth is, of course, crucial. It's back to start if this one fails. This is profit margin. If your product is not profitable to the level that it should be, it's just a no-brainer. No is the answer to this product if it's not going to make profit. And this has to be at least 30 to 35% on the very low end, if there's some kind of exception that makes it seem extra good. And typically I'm looking for preferably 40% plus to really be optimal and generate enough profits that you can fund new products, fund more inventory, fund marketing. There's a lot of other things that go in that you need a very healthy profit margin in order to do. Definitely watch my recent cash flow video. I'll link that up if you are confused about what these absolutely nightmare problems could be. Okay, so now into those mistakes that people are still making now, and these are the things that are holding people back. These are the reasons that they're picking bad products, or they're just still sitting on the sidelines months later, potentially. So the first sort of genre of mistakes that people are still making ultimately comes down to that they're not giving product research the credit it deserves, the importance that it deserves. This is the craft. This is this skill that you have to acquire. Like I said, this is 99% of the game. So this is where you have to really learn and practice and put in the time, put in the hours, look at a lot of bad products, look at a lot of okay products, and eventually know where to find the good ones. And a lot of people just don't dig deep. They'll come to me and they'll show me the first product that they found. They'll come to me and they'll say that I can't find a product. And I'll say, well, how long have you been looking? And they'll say a week. And I'm like, that's not long enough. So you have to give this its respected amount of time. You have to dig deeper. It's never going to be the first 1 or even 10 products that you click on that ends up being the winner. Because if you found it that easily, so did everybody else. And it's too surface level. So you have to dig in and find the weird stuff. You have to hone your craft and look in new areas, get new ideas. If you're just simply using a tool like the Jungle Scout web app, which is not bad, it's great, it has its uses. But if you're only doing that and putting in these simple criteria and looking at the first page, that is not going to work for you. For example, just the other day, I was needing to buy something as a customer on Amazon, and I was searching for it, and just for the hell of it, I ran the Jungle Scout extension, and the results were not half bad. And it was kind of a weird, obscure thing. Definitely not something that I've ever seen somebody show me before. And I'm looking at it and I was like, wow, I could sell this thing. And I wasn't looking at it as something I wanted to sell, but I was just thinking of how easy it is to find products. You can find products all day long. You just have to look at stuff that is not so surface level, not so obvious, and you have to go down the Amazon rabbit hole. This is the way that I teach it in Zero to Brand, is that you have to go through this weird mystical rabbit hole of Amazon until you start finding obscure stuff that not everyone is looking at, stuff that seemingly doesn't come up in the first 10 minutes of doing product research, stuff that you can uncover. That is where the gold lies. So those have to do with the top of the funnel, the getting of ideas to even evaluate. You should not be limited by that. That is just a matter of time and discipline to actually do it. Obviously, you could go and look at 1 million products. You should never have a problem with finding products. You should have a problem with, are these products actually going through the evaluation process and which ones are getting through? But you should never have a problem with just finding products to evaluate. There are infinite. And so this next mistake is really the meat of this video. This is an evaluation problem. And I don't think this is something that I've ever really directly addressed on the channel. So this mistake is that people will come to me and they'll show me a Jungle Scout screenshot of numbers, or they'll show me a market that they think they have found a potential product and they want me to take a look at. And the problem that I'm referring to is that they'll show me something very, very broad. They'll show me something that has, a page of 15 products, and one is selling for $11 and 5 are selling for $30, and one is selling for $75 and one is selling for $350. And that is not a niche. That is not an idea. That's like saying, I want to sell couches. And couches are not a niche. The way that I use it, the way that I use this sort of Amazon lingo is, couches are a big market. There's a lot of couches. There's a million different styles. There's really, really cheap, really, really crappy couches, or there's really, really fancy, expensive couches. And you need to sort of hone in on, I want to sell leather, whatever, however you would describe this couch. That is more of a niche. And then you're competing with a particular price point. So in the example that I gave, maybe this person would have said, I think that there's room between the $30 to $40. Those types of products seem to have a better balance of competition versus market size. You can't just show the whole market, because maybe the low price point ones, for example, are just a mess and there's 1 million sellers and the revenue is low. And maybe the high price point could be the same, or vice versa. This is just an example, but there's a niche within the niche is the way that I describe it. And you need to find the actual market that you're honing into before you go any further with it. It doesn't make any sense. It's too broad to actually evaluate. To give another example of this, to just make sure that I'm making my point, because I feel like it can be a little hard to understand this. Let's say you're looking at a product that sells in 1-packs, 2-packs, and 5-packs. Maybe you're looking at this market and you're like, should I sell this thing? And I'm like, I don't know. You need to hone in because maybe the 1-pack is $15 and the competition for it is just obscenely difficult. And maybe for 5 packs, maybe it's pretty good. Maybe it's a small market, but a low amount of competition and you could get in there. But maybe the 2-pack or the 3-pack is the sweet spot and there's twice the revenue with the same amount of competition as the 5-pack, for example. Then you would come to me and say the 2-pack is the niche. That's the niche within the niche. This could also be colors or styles or anything. It ties right into differentiation, but you need to know where you're actually looking within this market and where is that opportunity within the market. Where's the niche within the market? So I hope this got you back on track with product research, and ultimately get off the sidelines. You have to just try it. Biggest point I could ever make in this is that your first product may not be your winner, and that is okay. But if you never give it a shot, you're never actually going to find out, and you're never going to make those mistakes that lead to you leveling up and then succeeding in the future. Let me know in the comments if this video helped you. Please do smash the like button, subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Check out the links in the description. There's a bunch of tools and resources related to Amazon. I'll also link up the videos and guides that I mentioned. And if you're really ready to dive in and get this everything you need to know A to Z in one place, you can check out my Zero to Brand course, which is a whole program that will walk you through all of this in one place if that is something that you're looking for, if you see that as a fit for you. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you who watches these videos and hopefully enjoys them. It really helps motivate me to keep on going. So thank you and see ya.